Single ladies out there, this is one ring that I recommend you do not take. Hey, what's up, Savages? You already know who it is. It's your boy, Mikey Savage 21 or MS21, whatever you want to call me. And today I'm bringing you another movie review, and today we're going to be looking at the 2017 film known as Rings, which is the third part of the Ring franchise, starting with Ring, then we had the Ring 2, and now we have Rings. Now I'm going to go ahead and jump straight into this because this review actually is not going to take that long. This is going to be probably about the same length that I had about the Bye Bye Man, if not Resident Evil. This isn't really good. I mean, the movie on its own is fine, I guess. I mean, it's not the strongest one of the three. I'll say the first one, it was pretty good. It introduced some good lore and some good concepts. This film basically ignores the events of the second one, and it's about Samara once again, and her tape is apparently spread, and it's being passed down to person to person to person through the VCR, and then eventually through the world of digital. So then we follow this girl named Julia, played by Matilda Lutz. Her boyfriend, played by Alex Rowe, has gone off to college and has mysteriously somewhat vanished and hasn't been returning her calls. And one night she gets a weird Skype call, and she ends up finding out about this Samara character who has basically infected her boyfriend and his friends and a few other of his counterparts. What she ends up doing is she herself ends up finding out just who Samara is and how wicked she can be. That's basically the general overview that I can give you without really spoiling too much, because even though the film itself wasn't that great, it did have some interesting concepts in there and some good plot twists in there that kind of worked for the most part. Again, this film ignored the events of the second one pretty much, basically saying if you watch this, you can basically watch The Ring. I heard there was like some kind of prequel film that like fans made that's like a precursor to Ring 2. You could probably watch that one and then skip Ring 2 and go straight into Rings, because again, it ignores the events and it starts up a whole new lore and franchise. It also introduces the character of Vincent D'Onofrio, who plays Bert. We're also introduced into Gabriel, who is played by Johnny Galecki. You guys might know him from The Big Bang Theory as playing Leonard. Here, I will say, acting wise, everything was fine, but there were a few lines that I felt very, very flat. There was this one line that Matilda Lutz delivered, and I remember everybody in the theater just busted out laughing, and it wasn't even meant to be funny. It was meant to be serious, but the way she said it just was so funny. I will say the one highlight out of this film that I really did enjoy was Bonnie Morgan, the female contortionist, as Samara Morgan. I really enjoyed her. And how every time she came onto the screen, she had this weird presence. But other than that, that's really all I can praise the film for. Again, the film felt very rushed. It was supposed to come out a while ago, and then it got shelved, and then it was supposed to come out in October of last year, and then it got shelved, and then they said they had to go back in for reshoots. The opening of the film I thought was very poorly executed. I felt like they could have did a better job with that if they wouldn't have had as much dialogue or better dialogue in the intro, because the intro really did really did give us some interesting concepts of what could be and what could happen if this creature known as Samara really did go viral. So me personally, I don't necessarily recommend you see this film unless you've seen all the rest of them and you're a huge Ring fan. I say, why not go ahead, check it out. I mean, me personally, if you want to go see a scary film, I'm saying just keep going to see Split. But one thing I will give it praise is I enjoyed this film more than I did Resident Evil, and way more than I did the Bye Bye Man. As far as the score goes, I am going to give this film a 5 out of 10. Again, the poor pacing of the film, the direction wasn't so great. Some of the lines and dialogue were just poorly delivered, and I felt like some of the actors weren't really giving it their all. Plus, some of the concepts really don't make sense. The lore and the backstories that they tried to tell got a little muddied and didn't really fit the story, and it also kind of hurt what they had already set up with the original lore in the other two films. If you can look past all of that, plus a few other little big things as well wrong with the film, then I say go check it out. Again, there are multiple reasons of why you shouldn't go see this film. But again, if you enjoyed the rest of them, then you'll probably enjoy this one. Again, to me, the first one is the best. And the original Japanese one is even better than the remake to my personal opinion, but I say, hey, Vincent D'Onofrio's performance overall was enough to kind of keep me there, because he just delivered this ominous presence, and as he always does when he plays these roles. So I enjoyed his role. And then Matilda Lutz, I enjoyed her on and off. And then Johnny Galecki, hey, I really enjoyed his performance. I thought he was cool. To me, it seemed like him and Vincent D'Onofrio were the big draws for this film. But that's pretty much it for this review. Again, I'm going with a 5 out of a 10. You know, let me know down in the comment section below what you thought of the movie. I really want to know your opinions and your thoughts on this. Thank you all again, as always, for tuning into this video. And I hope you all have a blessed day. Peace out, y'all.